Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Well, we're not doing a backyard update
It's
today.
way too cold outside, 17 degrees or
17
something
degrees,
like that.
yeah. So, and a little bit of snow. So, we're going to use our office today.
Yeah.
We wanted to.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, well, we wanted to, first of all, wish everyone a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is our last update of the year, and we want to take some time to talk about the vision that we have for No Harbor going forward. Caryn and I spent a lot of time talking about that recently.
Yeah, and really are excited about what God has for us and really love the whole idea of coming along other people who've been hurt and helping them reimagine, regain an aspect of their faith that has been wounded.
Yeah. And so the word that we've been using a lot is Reformation, right? And where it comes from is we've been listening a lot to different resources, podcasts, and social media, different resources for people who are deconstructing,
ones,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we found is there's a lot of hurt, anger being expressed, right?
And sometimes for me, as somebody who's a compassionate person, also as a therapist, it's hard to hear because I hear the woundedness behind what they're saying.
And there is some benefit to that as well,
for
right?
Sure.
You got to go into the woods and scream every once in a while, right?
Yeah, and that is so true because, as you know, as a therapist, part of what I do is just provide a safe space where someone can share the things. It's unburdening their heart, their soul, so to speak, of their what they've thought, what they've felt, in a way that they know that they're not going to be judged. And that's a beautiful thing I think we bring to No Harbor.
It is, but we don't stop there.
No, we don't. But that's the first place. You can't even really do anything unless you let that first piece be there.
Well, you can't do rebuilding of a house without doing the demolition first.
Yeah.
And so, but what we've been talking a lot about is our vision, not just for being in the deconstructing place, but being in the rebuilding place as well.
Yeah, deconstruction is part of a process. It's not the end goal.
Right.
Sure.
And so the word Caryn brought up the other day, which I really love, is not reconstruction, but reformation. What was it about that word that really was meaningful to you?
Well, I think as believers, we always want to be growing, right? And so as we learn in life, in what we've learned as believers, what God reveals to us, we learn new things. And so our thoughts and beliefs are always being reformed. And that's true throughout history, if you look at the overarching story of the gospel.
And it makes me think of Martin Luther, right? In many ways, Martin Luther was deconstructing, right? He experienced the hurt that the church was causing, and he spoke out against that, right? And he basically did his share of screaming into the woods, right?
And he got in a lot of trouble, didn't he? But what God produced, because of the injustice and the inequity, what he saw between the church, capital C church, and the Gospels, there was a huge disparity there.
Right, and so, and that's what we love about the story of Martin Luther. He just didn't criticize the church. He did criticize the church, but he didn't just criticize the church, right? He created some course corrections, which brought back health to the faith. For example, he saw the injustice and the hurt caused by leaders and priests using their power to oppress people, and he introduced the course correction of priesthood of every believer.
Yeah, wasn't that the indulgences that was required by the church? John's more the theologue, as you know, so I forget about the technical things, but yeah.
Right, and so he didn't just deconstruct the idea of indulgences, but he reconstructed a theology of priesthood of every believer. And that's what we're wanting to do in No Harbor, not just deconstruct the hurt that people experience from evangelicalism, but provide theological course corrections that help people reform, right? And that's what we want. We want to see reformation, not just deconstruction, but a rebuilding and a reformation of faith. And certainly faith looked different before and after Luther, right?
Definitely.
And we expect the same thing with the people who go through No Harbor cohort, is their faith might look different, but at the same time, they're also have a more vibrant walk with Jesus, closer walk with Jesus. So many of them have told us things like, you've helped me re-engage and rediscover Jesus, right?
Yeah, and for myself, I'm sure this is probably true for you too, but the beauty of someone who is hurt and wounded and disconnected and this is from your everyday churchgoer to leaders in the church, to be able to re-engage with Jesus on such a deep level, to even express to him some of the things that they're afraid to express, and that we get to be part of that, and helping them know him in a new and deeper and broader way is such a beautiful thing.
And it's not just us who get to be part of that. You get to be part of that too.
100%.
For our partners, we want to just say thank you so much. Your investments have really resulted in many people experiencing Reformation, many people rebuilding their faith. And so we just wanted to, at the end of the year, as we close out this year and look forward to what's ahead, we want to say thank you to our partners. Your investments have really made a huge difference.
We are truly so grateful
Right.
for each of you and your belief in us and your desire to help people reform their faith in a healthy way.
Right.
And we couldn't do it, really, honestly, without you. And so not only are we so grateful, but if you feel led to invest or to do more, we'd be grateful for that too.
Right.
But we're so appreciative for each and every one of you and walking alongside us.
Right. And I echo that. As you look at your year-end giving this year, we are looking to expand the influence of No Harbor next year, and the more time that we can free up from the other things that we have to do, the more we can invest in the people who are making these course corrections. And so please consider No Harbor for your year-end giving if you want to help with that. noharbor.org, and then there's a link for give on the top right-hand corner. But for everyone here, we just want to say thank you so much. Your belief in us, your encouragement, we feel that, and we are so grateful.
Yeah. Thank you for all of your many notes of encouragements, your texts. We can't say how much that means to us.
Right.
And we hope that you have a very wonderful, meaningful, and hope-filled Christmas.
Right.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and for the great things that we expect God to do ahead in our work for 2025. We're grateful for that too. So thank you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.